Life is a set of physical and chemical processes that characterize living beings. You will probably be able to easily tell inanimate objects from living beings just by looking at them, especially in the case of animals. On Earth, there is a great diversity of living organisms, which have characteristics that distinguish them from other objects. But what are these characteristics?
This video is sponsored by you. More details at the end of the video.
One of the characteristics of living beings is found in their biological composition, and that is that all living beings are made up of the same chemical elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur, although living beings are made up of more elements in smaller quantities. Carbon is the basis of the union of other elements in the formation of biomolecules. These biomolecules are essential in the formation of more complex structures, such as cells, which are the fundamental unit of life. Living beings can be unicellular, those made up of a single cell, or multicellular, those with more than one cell. In general, living beings have the following characteristics. They are born. As obvious as it may seem, every living being comes from another living being that lived before it, since generally living beings do not emerge from nowhere, except, perhaps, for abiogenesis. Abiogenesis is the hypothesis that refers to the natural process of the spontaneous birth of life from inert matter, or in short, the origin of life. But commonly, all living things come from an ancestor. They grow. With the exception of unicellular organisms, all living things increase in size at different stages of their life as their number of cells increases. These organisms can be tiny or extremely large, depending on the type of living being. They respire. Respiration allows the production of a high-energy molecule, ATP, with which the body performs all the functions that its cells require. There is a great diversity of types of respiratory organs, such as the gills of fish, the lungs of mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians, the trachea of insects and arachnids, or the stomata of plants. They move. Although it may not seem like it, all living beings move, from those formed by a single cell to multicellular ones, in order to transport themselves, obtain food, or reproduce. They present metabolism. All living beings undergo a set of chemical reactions that are used to transform the substances they acquire from the environment. When the body transforms these substances from simple to complex, it is called anabolism, and when it transforms them from complex to simple, it is called catabolism. During metabolism, chemical reactions and energy production are carried out to make possible the growth of the living being, its self-repair, and the release of energy to maintain the life of the organism. Some organisms make their own food and are known as autotrophs, like algae, plants, and some bacteria. Others take it from the environment and are known as heterotrophs, like most bacteria, protozoa, fungi, and animals. They present homeostasis. Homeostasis is a surprising and complex biological mechanism based on the self-regulation of the concentration of the chemical elements that make up living beings. Living beings must maintain the balance of their internal environment, for which they must regulate their body temperature, water, pH, the concentration of mineral salts, the amount of energy, etc. They present irritability. Living beings respond to the physical and chemical stimuli that are presented to them, such as light, pressure, temperature, among others. and react accordingly to produce modifications to guarantee the maintenance and preservation of their life. They reproduce. Reproduction is, without a doubt, one of the most important characteristics of living beings, because it is vital for the survival of the numerous species of living beings that inhabit Earth, since, thanks to it, each and every living being is capable of multiplying its number of existing individuals and thus creating new generations. Living beings can reproduce asexually or sexually. Asexual reproduction is when a single organism is capable of generating organisms that are identical to the parent from a genetic point of view, as in the case of bacteria. Sexual reproduction requires the intervention of two individuals of different sexes. The descendants will be the result of the combination of the DNA of both parents, as in the case of some fungi, plants, and animals. They adapt. One of the most important causes of the great variety of living organisms on Earth is their ability to adapt to different environments, modifying behaviors, forms, and functions that allow them to survive changes in nature. There are three types of adaptations: morphological, in form; physiological, in function; and ethological, in behavior. Unfortunately, those that fail to adapt die and become extinct. The process by which a species slowly or quickly conditions itself to survive changes in its environment is known as biological evolution. They age. All organisms go through the process of cell death, not only due to age, but also due to factors that deteriorate them little by little, such as contamination of the soil, water, and air. And finally, they die. All living things eventually end their life cycle and die. As you can see, living beings share a large number of characteristics that differentiate them from inanimate objects. In the next video, we will talk about the chemistry of life.
Subscribe to Patreon, where you can win incredible prizes, watch videos before anyone else, enjoy short films and original series, and support the growth of the channel. Remember that it is thanks to you that we can do this. What are you waiting for? Subscribe now and be part of this great adventure.
If you liked the video, don't forget to share it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.